I've noticed a lot of DJs are uncomfortable getting out of their original BPMs, and that's due to multiples of reasons. One, they don't have the gear to practice at home, so they're not used to taking the risk live when it matters most. Two, their genres are generally not produced in that BPM. If you're dubstep like me, 150 BPM and 140, that's dubstep range, but 130 really isn't until recently. And three, they think it's going to kill the vibe of their set. If they think that they have to play 130 or 140 versus 150, the tempo's slower, and they think the energy is just going to be absolutely crushed. I'm here today to tell you that's a myth, and I'm going to show you my setup and how I DJ'd at 140, 145, 130, and 150, kept the energy up the whole time, and created a very fun experience for the listener. Now, I am taking this from my set, Road to Lost Lands, and you guys can listen to the full back-to-back I did, which is where I'm pulling these tracks from, but I'm going to show you in detail how I set up and do all the tempo sliders to make it feel like a natural progression, because we can all just move a slider from 150 to 130, but can we do so in a way that makes sense in our sets and also keeps the energy alive? And that's what we're going to be doing today. So I hope you learned something. Enjoy. Ask any questions down below. I'm giving you a multi-view camera, and I'll be showing you all the tracks that I go over during this drop, so you guys will have all the info you need to learn everything in this video. Enjoy. Alright guys, so we are in Rekordbox here, so I'm going to quickly go over the tracks real quick, what we're going to be doing at each one, and then I'm going to give you a new overlay where the tracks are right now. You'll see the CDJ above you, so you can have all angles going at once. So we are starting out with a edit I did with Mindpluck and Outside by LD Golding. It's 140. We're going to go into Mindpluck, Control Q, Overload, Bootleg. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. While we're doing that, we're going to switch over to Hi I'm Ghost on the left channel, which is Event Horizon. It's at 145. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to bring Mindpluck up slowly to 145 to the point I'm at, and then I'm going to beat match and go from there. Once again, I'll explain this as I go, but I want to give you the full run through here. After that, we're going to be going to another 145, so Burial, since of the same tempo, just like my double drop video, which if you haven't checked, it's very informative about doubles. We're going to match the BPMs, and we're just going to let it ride. Keys and Crates, Dum De Dum, Deuces Bootleg, 145 once again. We're going to allow it to BPM match or sync, and we're going to let the double. We're then going to go into a Space Laces remix. I forgot what it's called. You'll know it as soon as you hear it drop. It's like the techno dubstep drop one. That's 130 BPM, as you can see. So we're going to have to either move that up 115 or move the other one, which we're going to be continue playing out Burial down. We're going to move Burial down slowly, so people aren't even really going to notice till we get to the pre-drop point. And this is what I think is really fun about doing tempo slides and not being afraid to get out of your normal BPM range. So after that, we're going to go from 130 and bring it back up to 150 with Vulcan and Felmax rail split, which is we're going to make the Space Lace track go faster by tempo sliding it slowly till we get to the fake out. You'll see it all in action, and I'll explain it as we go. So here we go. So you can see I have the left track is the one playing right now, which is the left on the screen. It matches the top one. So just so you guys know, we have the CDJs, or CDJ and XDJ down below, the mixer in the middle. I'm using channel 2 and 3, I believe, but the left is going to be the top and left. So what you're seeing play on the left side is on the left CDJ, the right's on the right. Pretty simple. So I have the left track playing, the right one's queued up, and I will put on the sync here in a second to let them play out during the build. So here we go. So beat sync is on. You can see in the top right there of the screen next to the track I'm about to play in. I have it already at the full volume because it's fine to come in. It's quieter than my current track, and I'm getting ready to hit play as soon as it goes. And you'll see when this drops, I'm switching and prepping for the 145 track. So here we go. Already in that time, I have switched to my high and go track, which is 145. I don't beat sync on, so it's not going to pull me down. And I already have the cue point set to where I want, which is the build. So I'm already ready, and we're just 2 bars in the drop here. Not even, maybe a bar and a half. You'll see as soon as we come out of the drop, I'm going to slow or fasten the tempo on the right XCJ. You'll see me move it, and you'll see the tempo go a little bit quicker. Once it's around 145, I'm going to hit sync on the high and goes because we're pretty much the same speed, and they're going to mesh during the build. So here we go. So now you can see me moving the tempo up, and I'm getting ready. I have a very short time. As you can see, my B marker is the time in which I need to have the tracks in sync together and build up. Since I'm going to introduce the event horizon with this song still going, I'm going to pull out the low end, which will be mixer 2. And then as we go in, I'm going to mix in the low end of the left track as I'm pulling out the right. And as we drop it, I'm going to pull down the second track completely and let the drop play. And I'm going to stop saying, so here we go, and just continue. I just caught myself saying that a couple times, so I apologize. So we're going to run that back a little bit real quick, just so you see the start button. As I'm bringing it up, I'm fading out the bass. So these are in time now. I'm now cutting, letting cut through. And then when I want, I flip over the bass. And then at the drop, I pull it out. So just so you see one fluid motion here. And the reason why I pulled that track out so late is because, first of all, it's a really good ambience as a background because it's still sounding full. And then there's this, what the? And then as soon as that drop hits, it sounds really cool. Happy accident, I found it. We're going to keep going through. We're in 145s now, so I'm going to bring in burial right at the start. There's no BPM different here. You're just going to see a smooth sync transition, which can allow us to run. And I start that on full blast because everyone knows burial. You'll also see I'm adjusting the slider right now to pull it back because we did pull it up 5. So when I brought it in, I'm at 150. I need to actually put it back to its original thing. So that's what I'm doing on the right-hand side as well. If you do mess up and you say you forget you're about to hit the same timing, when in doubt, sync it out. If it's that close, you'll be fine. No problem. Get your butt out of a bad situation instead of having to spin out or restart. So definitely a really good tip is don't be afraid to sync if you fuck up. I'm also just choosing to echo out this track because it's like a robot and it sounded really cool going into this track. Just a little extra flair. That's what you see me kind of doing this spin thing. It's on echo for track 2. So I'm just kind of echoing out. You'll hear it. Nothing fundamental you're missing. I'm also doing the pluck. If you guys don't know, a lot of people fake like they're touching buttons, but instead of like a constant down, it's just like spurt pecking it slow, lower and lower. You can do it just by having control as well, but you know, for my double drop video, I always like to have orange for saying, hey, you do have a double coming up, and then orange on the next one saying this is the start of where the double is going to happen. So that's why I use orange markers. So I actually missed this cue point, right? I am a fourth of a beat behind. So either you accelerate it and catch it up, or you can run back the track. Running back the track isn't going to keep the flow alive, and people aren't going to like that in a live audience. So I just need to be a DJ and, you know, be able to get myself out of it. You'll see that whenever I am dropping the first track, which first track's the left, so Dum De Dum, I let the downbeat hit, and then I bring in the Wheys flip. I want the sub of Dum De Dum because I think it just sounds better in this instance. So you'll see right now the third sub knob is turned down because I don't need it until I pull out Dum De Dum, which I do a couple back and forth. So when I pull that down, if this is my 2 on Dum De Dum, as soon as I pull down, I bring the sub up. It's kind of like inverse, and as soon as I bring it back in, I turn it off. So you'll see my hands doing that movement a lot during this double. So the next part, I'm bringing in the Space Laces VIP, and I keep it on Wheys flip because this just works really well, but I do need to get down to 130. If I'm going at 145 the full time, and I come down to 130 right at the drop, that's really abrupt, and you're going slower. It's a killer. It kills energy. Anyways, I want to make this as fluent as possible, so you're going to see me working the flip to get to 130 very slowly, and I'm going to do a switch at the last minute. I'm not going to mix them in together. I'm just going to like surprise the audience. So you'll see me messing on the right side number to try to get as close to 130. And I think that was a really good transition. They could tell the energy was slowing down. They didn't know what to expect, and we just hit them with it. Transition was really good. It's a 10 out of 10 transition from me. Okay, so now I'm at 130, and I need to go 20 BPM higher. So I'm going to do the trick I did before, which is kind of pulling it down, but now we need to speed it up slowly. I don't want to sync it. You can, but I'll wait till it gets to the pre-drop. So I have that left track, which C is like, you need to be at 150 for this to work. So here we go. Even for the drop-ins, I'm already speeding it up, as you can see, because it's such a short time frame. I'm trying to do it as quick as possible, but still be seamless almost. Is how you can easily do multi-tempos, keep your energy high, not fully rely on sync, just overall have fun mixing, which is the name of the game. Tempos don't really tell the energy, it's a track that tells energy, so have fun with it. That's the name of the game. So I hope this helped you guys learn a lot and understand it, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.